Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Najwa. If you are new here, please do me a favor. Hit the like and subscribe button. I would love to have you subscribe. Please join our little growing community. Okay guys, let's talk about Real Housewives, the season finale. Episode 16, I think. Season 15, episode 16. I just had to get on here real quick and just basically spill my thoughts on Drew and Ralph. Like, okay, huge condolences to Sanya over the miscarriage, the loss. I've been there. I know how it is. I'm sending all my love to her family. Congratulations on Kandi and her saucy movie. Marlo is awesome as usual. My condolences to Shereé losing her father. Kenya, don't have a baby with your emotionally abusive ex-husband's frozen sperm embryos, whatever it is. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about Drew and Ralph. And this is going to be real quick. Like, you guys might literally hear my husband's Formula One game in the background, the washing machine going. I just had to get on here real quick and just say this. And we probably will delve into this deeper as we review the season reunion together. But I just had to say, duh, Drew. I love Drew, and I've loved Drew. But she made a huge mistake here. I mean, watching this is quite literally watching the deterioration of Drew and Ralph's marriage, at the expense. It's like their marriage deterioration at the expense for Bravo's personal gain, for Real Housewives of Atlanta's personal gain. Like, just go ahead and sit and think about it. The whole premise of the drama of this season revolved around Drew and Ralph's marriage. Don't bring your marriage into reality TV. You gotta put a hard one line down. And you guys know I've said it. I grew up in Atlanta. Atlanta is full of haters. It's full of people trying to how do I even put it? It's full of coercers. I love Atlanta. Some of the best music venues in hip hop, rock, indie, R&B that you'll ever find. The home of Motown, the home of soul, Black Hollywood. Just even beyond that, there's so many things like cuisine, culture, fashion, politics. It's got the largest airport. It's like it's the epicenter of culture. It really is. But peel back that veneer a little bit, and you have got some of the most toxic stuff going on, baby. And I know that Drew is not from Atlanta. She made the rookie move of pulling everybody and their mama into her dynamic. Like, I'm are the people that's supposed to be on your side, the friends that's supposed to be on your side, and you know, you might look around later and you're like, man, what happened to my marriage? And then sometime after that, well, what happened to my friends? I just I feel totally gutted for her. Even just to see um the filming of the confessionals, where she's got on the black and greenish gold outfit with the green uh, eyeshadow, you guys know? And they're basically preparing to talk about this. And the producer is like, okay, so you're ready to talk about this? I just thought to myself, Jesus, the entitlement. The entitlement of, and that's what neneleakes talked about. Oh my God, guys, neneleakes. So I did a whole, video talking about neneleakes' interview with Carlos King, which was amazing, by the way. If you guys have not checked it out yet, look at neneleakes' interview, two-part interview with Carlos King. She basically lays out exactly why Real Housewives of Atlanta is suffering. Some of the same stuff that I've been echoing. It's too contrived. It's no longer organic. You can tell that the ladies aren't really running the show here. It's like, what can we do this season to spice it up? And sadly, this season it was Drew and Ralph. I just I wonder if later Drew is not gonna look back on this time and think, oh wow, you know, maybe I jeopardize my family. Maybe I jeopardize my kids' relationship with their father. Maybe I jeopardize my relationship with my ex husband, for 30, 30 pieces of gold, 30 pieces of silver. I just, yeah. And Kandi, I'm a little bit disappointed in Kandi because I've got the same vibes. Although I think that she is a great entertainer, I think that she is one of the women who can definitely independently say she's built up an empire. I can definitely say that she's a mogul and she's an artist. She's a creative person. I think, as I've said it before, she's got a Gemini thing going on. I don't know if she's actually a Gemini, but she's got this one side of her that's very prudent and wise, and kind of gives off big sister energy. But she's got this other part, the sex thing and the I don't know, the BDSM and the ready to pop off at any moment, the fights and the gossiping. That's just, I guess that's a part of her that I haven't completely resolved personally. And just to see how, you know, I don't know, there were some questionable things about Drew being in this movie, leading up to the movie. There's this whole talk about, oh, I saw you kissing a girl. There's this beef that's between Kandi and Drew. It's like, Kandi, did you do all of this stuff to get Drew in this movie? Is that what this was about? And then, at the premiere, Candy's talking about, oh, I can finally get my bed back and I have people making love in my bed. It's like, dude, you and your husband are the one who contrived all of this. It's not like that was that way because someone else is doing. You know what I mean? So, I think that Drew she's learned a very harsh, 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 harsh lesson. And the way that you see her crying in that confessional, in the final episode, that's the type of cry of, I have made a horrible, horrible mistake. Even if the marriage was not salvable, even if the marriage was not um, something that could be saved, there still was a better way to go about all this and to not make this a big piece of Bravo's production. I think, and it's also so tone deaf to me because this is a time where black men are so vilified, as they've always been, but right now it's really kind of insidious. And I think back to what is her name from New York, the one with the short blonde hair, and her boyfriend, her husband passed. He was an academician, and her husband passed, but she was dating a guy who, of course, after he had passed and some time had passed, he was a tailor. I don't know why I'm forgetting her name. Blue Ridge Manor, not Blue Ridge Manor. You guys know who I'm talking about. Anyway, I think back to him, and he possibly engaged in infidelity, but the smear campaign, the whole focus of the entire season and preceding seasons being on this guy, that just did not happen. But with Ralph, this did happen. It just Atlanta, Atlanta, Atlanta. The Atlanta franchise, and sometimes it's cheesy little hip hop clips, hip hop music, royalty free music clips, and scheming and contriving and using people's marriages at the show's expense. It's just like, oh, what are we looking at? Nene was right. She was right. But Oh, guys. Oh, man. And the bitch thing, about Courtney calling Drew a bitch. You know, this right here, the way that she reacted towards Courtney, the way she reacted towards Ralph, Drew clearly admits like this was about something else, right? Which we can see, like emotions are hot and heavy. But at the same time, it's like we hear all of them call each other bitch at some point or another. That's a part of the culture of the show. It's a part of the culture of girlfriends to a certain extent, depending on your friend group. So I thought she overreacted to that. And it just seemed like all odds were against she and Ralph. Even as I said before in the other episode, even the marriage counselor didn't really seem to want to see these two resolve anything. It was more like fate was decided and everybody had already given up on them. And Drew was basically, I think, reinforcing that through the way she handled this. I just think it could have been handled better. I think it could have been handled more out of the public eye. And yeah, I just oh, it's rough. It's rough. It's really really rough. And seeing previews of the reunion, I don't feel like we're gonna really get much classier. I mean, it seems like it's all downhill from here. Even seeing Ralph with the sister, there even maybe seems to be something a little codependent and toxic between Drew and her sister now that I look at this more, just seeing the reaction with the scene with the Christmas tree and the Drew starts crying and then the sister starts crying. I actually had to kind of take a double take because I thought that the sister was Drew for a moment because they kind of look alike and the camera had gone a little blurry and but they were both crying and they both were yelling at Ralph. It just I don't know. I cannot excuse infidelity. I cannot excuse bad behavior at all. But people are not just good. People are not just bad. We're unique, and there's intricacies to being a human being. People make mistakes, and I think that's on Ralph's end, and I think that's also on Drew's end. Again, not condoning anyone staying in an abusive relationship, but if I was putting on my marriage counselor hat, and also just kind of taking the wisdom from the ancestors. Your husband is supposed to be king, and you also are not supposed to air out your dirty laundry everywhere. From the moment Drew and Ralph walked on this show, um, and again, this could have been, to Drew's defense, this could have been from past hurts because at that point they were already discussing whether Ralph had been cheating, but um, you know, again, could that have been exacerbated and kicked up for the drama of the show? Which again, to me, in my opinion, is that's no good. It's no bueno. But in my eyes, if you marry, your husband should be king, and the woman should be queen. I just didn't see a husband treating his wife like a queen, and I didn't see a wife treating her husband like a king. I just oh yeah, my heart broke. My heart broke because Atlanta is Sin City. Atlanta is Sin City, honey. Druden left a husband, dipped in the woman pool, did a movie with a sex scene with a woman. I mean, it's just like, ooh. It seems like maybe she succumbed to certain influences. But I want to know what y'all think. Let me know in the comments. So tell me about all that good tea. Tell me what you guys thought. Are you with me? Are you against? Do you think that Drew and Ralph handled this in a conducive way? How do you feel about the rest of the cast and Bravo in itself? The producers. Like, how do you feel like they handled this whole situation. I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments. And again, if you're new here, I would love, 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 love to have you subscribe. So go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the bell so you know whenever I post a video. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye. Bye.